That always kind of freaks me out. Like it's not going to happen.
And then it does.
Hello, everybody. It's the Pearl of Wisdom Show. We're coming to you live from my Seattle apartment, as you can see, the upstairs version. And we have still a special guest today, as you saw in the caption in the title. And yeah, fortunately, I get somebody to pick up the slack today.
So listen, hey man, thank you very much for having me on. Do me a favor, slide your little name over.
Oh, my name? Okay.
Yep. Slide your little name over underneath you,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
And then you can add me.
Yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that. I
That's
gotta go.
okay, no problem.
I go to image or whatever. We'll work on that after. Um,
Okay, no problem.
okay. So, have you been watching lots of hockey, my friend?
Oh my gosh. Probably not quite to the level that you watch, but yeah, I've
Yeah.
been watching some hockey, man.
Sweet.
It's getting better and better.
It's getting good, isn't it? Lauren is
It's
in the house.
getting.
John is in the house. Welcome, guys. Um, what? Okay, I wanted to talk to you about this because you picked this team to be one of the best in the land, and they're having a bit of a difficulty right now. The New York Islanders, up against Washington tonight, have lost a couple straight. I think it's three or four straight now. Have you been able to watch much of the Islanders at all?
I caught a little bit of the one the other night, and you know what? I don't know what's going on with them. It just doesn't seem like they're the same team.
They're not
Like
clicking, are they?
they went from when they made that move, right? And they made those moves there with New Jersey,
Yeah,
right? And then they were right in that the throes of that 9 games in a row there, and they vaulted themselves to the top of the division, and everybody was like, yeah, the Islanders, and then the tires came off,
yeah,
but Washington and Pittsburgh have been playing better as well.
yeah. It's been a
So it's and it's
combination,
it,
hasn't
it
it?
right. It's kind of a two-edged sword
Hmm.
where the Islanders have dropped off, and Pittsburgh and even Boston to some extent has played better. Over that little stretch period of time as well too, where everybody's increased except for the Islanders.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
we kind of knew there would be adjustment when they brought in those two new guys, but I have to say I didn't think it would be this much of an adjustment. From what I've watched of the Islanders, they used to be with the Islanders. Like once you got in the neutral zone, man, forget about it. They were
right,
all over you, right?
and they just
Their
haven't been like that.
their anticipation's off.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem. And then they've been going with that Sorokin kid, who I spoke extremely highly of when he first, when he came in. I thought he could even win the Calder this year, and he hasn't been hitting all that great. But then when the team's off, it's harder on the goaltenders too, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind
I
of a
mean,
combination.
okay. I mean, look, all things considered, okay, Boston, the Islanders, and the Caps, right? And their last 10 are all pretty much, you know what I mean? Like, Islanders are 5-4-1,
Hmm.
and Washington and Boston are both 6-4. So, I mean, they're kind of all, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
then Pittsburgh has just gone 8-1-1, right? And so it just goes to show you that you get on a bender and you crank off a couple of games. Well, hey, look at that. Suddenly you got, 6, 7, 8 points.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's
yeah.
what I think is going on here. You're getting this, you're getting that ebb and flow of the season. You know what I mean? Where, okay, they're in that little gully area, I guess. I'm hoping. I don't know. I mean, they still have 63 points. They're still doing it. I mean,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
still getting it done to a certain extent, for sure.
right. Just not as of late. You know what I mean? They've only lost one in a row, but they're 6-5 and they're 5-4-1 in their last 10 games.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So they need to be doing way better than that if they want to try to get to win this division
yeah,
because the teams ahead of them are playing better. You know what I mean? Especially like the likes of Pittsburgh. So
yeah. As it
I
turns
don't.
out, it might end up being best as long as they get back on the roll again. Because I'm not sure I want to play Boston in the first round in that division.
Oh
Now,
yeah, but wouldn't that be interesting though if Boston were to take over the third spot if they were to catch up? Now they're not going to do that when they lose 1-0 to Pittsburgh,
yeah.
but um, if they can beat the Islanders or catch the Islanders and overtake the Islanders and get third place, that's going to be a Washington matchup instead of a Pittsburgh matchup for Boston.
Yeah.
And I think that bodes better for everybody around because I think the Islanders and Pittsburgh would be a better matchup.
Um, as far as fun to watch, you mean? Or just a
Yeah.
better match? I think it's a better
Yeah.
matchup for the Islanders. I think
Yeah,
that,
better matchup for the Islanders.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
But I mean, it's hey, what? It's got the top four teams. I guarantee you that probably one of the teams out of the East, if not out of the Central, is going to be playing against Colorado for the Cup.
Oh, you think so? You don't think you
Yeah.
don't think Vegas is going to take that series if the two of them were to play?
The only way that would happen is if suddenly Colorado or Vegas were to just drop off the next 7 games that they have left, and but there's no way that they're not going to be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It all depends on because if they finish 1-2, then they're going to be the last round if that shakes down.
Well, they got to go through the division first, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Colorado and Vegas almost assuredly will meet up there, unless they lose to like that would be
Which
unheard of.
but it's a possibility. I mean, hey, every given day is a different day. Somebody could win. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying though. I just think it's going to be more of a one horse out of the West because they're going to have to eventually play one another,
Yeah,
no matter
yeah,
what.
it's going to be
You know
one
what
of
I mean?
them.
Right.
That's
So,
for
but I
sure.
still think it's going to be a team out of the East
Yeah. Maple Leafs
or
Media
Central.
just subbed. Well, thank you very much for your sub, buddy. That's awesome. And supporting other YouTubers. I'll make sure to sub back.
Yeah, man, for
For
sure.
sure.
Thank you for
Woo! But
that.
yeah, I think that Colorado Las Vegas series is going to be a series of the ages. I mean, seriously, like that is going to be one to watch right there.
It already is. When they play now, it already is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. With most of the other games that I've watched, I've always tried to make sure I watch those Colorado Vegas games.
Yeah, if
It's like I
Colorado and
almost have a vested interest in Colorado or Vegas, which I don't.
talk about that tomorrow night. The goat has allowed me to be on with him for that game. That's going to be fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's
Colorado
awesome
Vegas
sauce.
tomorrow night.
I know that's going to be, and I'm going to be doing the game before that.
Oh, are you? Oh, there you
Yeah,
go. It's going to be a night of frolic, all indeed. Uh, your name
but
is
I'll get the fresher John. You'll get the. It'll be a little bit not as
yeah,
fresh.
maybe not. Yeah, he
Yeah,
still
man.
rocks it no
He
matter
still
what.
rocks it, dude. Yeah, man. I can't believe him. He just cranks him out, man. He just cranks him out. So
All
if you're
right.
not following, hey, if you're not following the great Perlo, please hit the like and subscribe. Please follow him. You can catch him out
Yeah.
on the Steel Flyers All Sports Network at www.steelflyers.com/links/NHL Perlo Wisdom. Go
Hmm.
check out the site, man. There's been some things happening over there on the site. It's
Yeah.
start it's starting to get some new face masks and stuff
It's
going on.
moving, man. It's moving. I'll tell you, that site is amazing. It's going to be incredible. Like with all the sports and every team from every sport and all that. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Go check it
Check
out.
it out.
Watch it as it builds. You're gonna be just blown away by how that is going to look. And check out Steel Flyers also on YouTube. He has his own you have his own YouTube site where you can see Hockey Writers Inc. Right?
Oh yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh
Didn't
man.
you
We've had
have an old goaltender on there in the
Yeah, we
NHL?
had Yeah, we had the Flyers goaltender from the very early '90s. We had Tommy Soderstrom was on.
Yeah.
We did a great show with him, man. That was awesome. He was in Sweden, and we were able to work it out, and we had a great show with him. He was very cordial, very nice guy, very down to earth guy. Answered all of our questions without hesitation. You know what I mean? And was very forthright, and his candor was awesome. He had great stories. He offered to come back to share some more stories and stuff too. So that was great. We've had Jim Jackson, the voice of the Flyers.
Yes.
We've had him on Hockey Writers Inc. as well too.
Yeah.
So we've had Bill Meltzer. He's the contributor to the PhiladelphiaFlyers.com site where he does all their writing. So we've had him on as well too, and so we've had some of the guys from FlyersNittyGritty.com we've had on as well too. So check that out. That's a great little show. It's
Yeah.
all about the Flyers. So
That
check
is
that one out.
that
So
is an awesome show. The Kyle Mercer says Colorado and Vegas will probably be like Detroit and Colorado. Uh, I don't know if it'll be quite so violent as Detroit and Colorado back in those days. That was some violent stuff
well,
back
yeah,
then.
all right, maybe not quite as
But
violent,
as
but
far
I
as
see what.
competition is concerned, yeah,
Yeah,
I have to
yeah, I
agree
see
with
what you
you.
mean.
You
Yeah, I
got
agree too.
Stone against with McKinnon, and
I
uh,
know. Oh
I
man.
love
And
Stone.
then you have that awesome freaking goalie lineup for the Vegas.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And man, I'll tell you what, they just got it stacked. And then you look at what Landeskog, McKinnon, Grubauer, Sod on Colorado, and
Yeah.
boy, they're just as stacked.
Oh,
You
they're
you
pretty
know what I
stacked,
mean?
man.
They missed some COVID time, and it was like it didn't even bother them. They just they missed that they lost that one game. They won the first game, then they lost the second one, but it just hasn't really bothered them. They just picked right back up where they left off.
Yeah. Maple Leafs media said he had Martin Biron on his channel for an hour long interview.
Oh,
What?
wow,
Wow,
nice.
that is cool.
Wow,
He
Mr. Blue Eyes.
he is a nice guy. Like I don't know him,
He
I've never
is.
met him, but it just kind of exudes from him that he's just a great guy. And I love listening to him on TV. Whatever he goes, I don't know what he goes through, but he does different games all the time, and I'm all over it when he's on. Man, he's
Well,
great.
isn't he part of the front office? Uh, I think he's part of the front office up there now too, with them. So I don't know. Yeah, he says working with the Sabres right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
He
works. Oh,
played
he works
he
directly with
played
the
so many
Sabers.
years with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he
Hmm.
came down and played for the Flyers for a while. And yeah, man, you cannot. That's one of those guys where
Yeah.
he's like Peter Forsberg, where you can't miss the eyes. When you
That's
look at
true
Peter
too. Yeah.
Forsberg eyes, right? You
Yeah.
look at Marty Biron's eyes, man. You can't miss them blue eyes, man.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's Marty. Yep, how you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
I have Sirius Radio too, and that has the NHL thing on there, and he's on there all the time. And I'll tell you, when that guy speaks, you just stop. Like
Yes.
he's such a wealth of information and extremely intelligent hockey mind,
Right.
and very like he knows how to get his opinion across without putting it in your face. Like I just really love him. He's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's
That's
awesome, man. That's
amazing
awesome.
that you had him on your channel, dude.
I
Holy
agree.
crap.
That's so cool, man. That's awesome. It's great that these guys realize that they're human beings,
Yeah.
and that this is kind of part of them giving back a little bit. I think. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like, I actually played with a very famous running back from my area. He actually went to the Super Bowl. He played for the 49ers, and then he ended up playing for the Eagles. He was drafted out of Notre Dame in the uh, late late 80, no, early 90s, very early 90s. He was drafted out of Notre Dame. And I played with him when we were, high school and,
Yep.
beforehand and everything. And
Hmm.
he just never came to be one of those type of people that was, coming back and saying, "Hey, how you doing? Great to see you. What can I
Yeah.
do to help?" Or, But hey, to everybody, everybody has their own thing.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
right.
And you can't begrudge somebody that because for a number of years they've had a camera and a microphone in their face.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if they want to just be away from everybody and everything, you have to respect that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm all for that, but I do love the guys that are able to come back and say, "Yeah, here you go. These are the great stories," and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it is not. There are great people. Like I had the opportunity before we get into our games. I've met Wayne Gretzky once or twice,
ooh,
and yeah, like I actually sat down at the time when I used to have a beer or two.
yes,
He went to he
sir.
went to a place called the Point After, and it was
Okay.
actually owned by a Eskimo Edmonton Eskimo that played for the Edmonton Eskimos, which is a Canadian football team here.
Yep.
And hey, CL, how you doing? And I'll tell you, you would never have known, never, if you didn't know that the guy was Wayne Gretzky or a professional player, like
Yeah.
he was unbelievable. When he went there though, like it was a very there was a lot of big businessmen and stuff like that that went there, and they all knew basically if he was there, unless he talked, you didn't talk to him because it was like his time to get away, right? So he didn't get hounded for autographs and all that stuff like that. But when he got talking, man, you just he was such an incredible, kind person. So
Yeah.
kind, so down, like you said, down to earth. You would never have thought that coming from a superstar like him, especially
Exactly.
in Canada yet too, right?
Yeah. 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 Especially like in Edmonton, where
Yeah,
he,
where
you,
he's yeah,
yeah.
where he became the guy.
I mean, I
Incredible.
I've had the distinct pleasures of meeting some players over the years. I had an opportunity to meet Franco Harris. He was a great guy too to talk to. He had a lot of great stories. And I met Yancey Thigpen. He was a receiver. I actually ran into him at the gas station one day. I was like, "Oh, sorry," and he was standing in line in front of me, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get, blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, man, that's okay." And then I looked at him and I was like, "Wow, you're Yancey Thigpen." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, hey, man, good luck in the game on Sunday." He's like, "Thanks, man." I was like, whatever. He was standing there getting gas.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'd say most. I don't know. I don't know much about other sports, but I know in hockey, I'd say most players are kind of like that. Um,
It
they
seems like that.
they're
It just
very
seems like that
gracious.
for the most part.
Gracious is the word. Yeah, I think.
See, a lot of guys realize what it takes to get to the NHL. And then once they get there, and then they realize, wow, this is what it takes to stay here.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's not like, okay, I made it, and then you could just kind of, all right, I made it. Yeah, no, no. You
yeah.
still have to lift the weights. You still have to get up every morning and skate, and you still have to do all those things.
Oh yeah.
You know,
It's
you
it's
know,
it's a hard road getting there.
it is,
I
and
think
it's
part of
hard
it
to
has to
stay.
do with hockey players, anyways. Is that we're not like they're not like to the level because of the population difference as like say if you were a baseball player or a football player, where you've got way more millions of fans and stuff like that in that. So they're a little more available. It's a little easier to be down to earth, maybe, you know, but they are very down to earth, I find. Okay,
I,
let's get into our games from yesterday because that's what we'll do. We'll see who got the points right. I believe HN Hockey News Report says that we may have our standings for today, so that'll be cool. And then we'll get into our picks for tonight.
did you see CL said he met Ron Jaworski at a casino? Yeah, that's cool. I actually met Bernie Perrant and Michael Barkan at the club box. We had club box seats once, and Bernie Perrant was just sitting there at the bar. Hi, Mr. Perrant.
Wow.
Like he's like my all-time favorite hockey player ever. Hi, Mr. Perrant. You know what I mean? He's like,
Crazy.
calm down, son, calm down.
Bernie Perrot.
Yeah, man. Woo! Heck of a nice guy, man.
That would be amazing.
I
Yeah.
know. Right.
But yeah, it's funny. I know I haven't had too many of those experiences, but I have Wayne Gretzky. So
Yeah, that pretty much. I'd have to say, man, that pretty much trumps unless you like got to meet Michael Jordan.
yeah, or something
You
like
know what
that.
I
Yeah,
mean, or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like I remember being down in Philadelphia where they had the basketball All Star game, and we just happened to be walking across the street at the restaurant at the same time that the basketball players were arriving. So you saw this huge sea of people, and then Shaquille O'Neal standing like like a body and a half taller than everybody else.
yeah, that
It's,
would be
all
yeah,
right, there's
that would be an
Shaq
impressive sight
because
to
he's
see.
7'1", right? And most average people 5'8", maybe 6 foot. So you get the sea of heads, and then you see Shaq standing there. It's okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, well,
All right, let's get into our games, and then maybe as we're doing them, we can come up with some. Sometimes it doesn't click. Oh, I met guys like uh, Boom. Do you remember Boom?
oh yeah, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I was a garbage man back in the day, and he was on my run.
Oh, there you go.
And
Cool.
a little bit of a story about that. He got traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins
Yeah.
that year, and he hadn't gone there yet. He was going to be going to Pittsburgh, and I just happened to mention, you're gonna. How are you feeling about going over there to Pittsburgh? Because at the time, Pittsburgh was really bad, right? This was when Pittsburgh was like really bad before.
Like the
I
early.
Yeah, before Lemieux started making them great
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I
like the
said,
late '80s, early '90s, real late '80s, early '90s is when they started. When this went like right around there. Yeah, okay.
yeah, and I said, how does it feel to go over there and, with these young guys and help them out and, teach them the game and all that kind of stuff like that. Basically, giving the impression, reminding them that they were the bottom of the league, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he gave me the coldest stare ever. Like, why are you bringing up that? Like, he's so competitive that he doesn't even. That's what it seemed like to me. And I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't mention that.
Ooh,
Yeah. So I meet an NHL
okay.
player and I piss him off.
That's
Oh,
great.
okay. Let's look at
Okay,
Monday's
okay.
games and we'll talk about
Monday.
each
Yep,
team
yep.
and we'll talk about who got the scores right. Okay, first one we're going to be going to is the Montreal Canadiens and the Calgary Flames, since we're talking about Canadian teams. And these are two teams that are really trying to find their identity, aren't they?
They are. They are.
Canadians, after they both had a coaching change. Sutter is like really trying to find where all these players fit in and all that kind of stuff like that. And in Montreal, that's not supposed to be the case. They're supposed to be crushing it right now. But neither team has really done all that well since the coaching change. And here they come in. The score was 2-1. And who had that? Two people had it. Mercer again. Mercer again
Ooh,
gets it. I
man,
don't even
man.
have any more necklaces for you, Mercer. I don't think you've got all of
So,
them.
so, so one of those ones that you can't even see his head anymore now because you got so many necklaces on
Yes,
it.
something like that.
All right. Yeah, that's a good way to
Actually,
roll.
and then CL nailed it. CL, hype in the chat for CL. He
There you
nailed it.
go.
Whitechel had 2-1 Flames. Uh, and Van Hook had 3-2 Habs. Everybody else had the Flames. So there was only three people that had it.
Well,
And
here's the
two of the
thing.
three that had it took got the right score.
There you go.
There
Well,
you
that's
go. Well,
awesome.
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome
That's
points
awesome
there for
points there for
everybody. Cool.
everybody.
Here's the
Cool.
thing,
Here's the
though.
thing, though.
Calgary is still
Six
6
points
points
back.
back,
Yeah.
and
And
Montreal has a
Montreal has a
game
game
in
in
hand
hand. Yeah.
on them,
It was
and
a
they
huge
only
game.
have
It was a huge
and
game.
they only have 9 and 8 games left, respectively.
Right.
So it is ticking away.
Yeah. Yeah, it
You
is.
know.
I think it's ticked away. Actually, it's
Yeah.
going to be very difficult to
I
win.
think with that loss,
to Calgary there.
I think that might be the
final
final
straw there maybe for them.
Yeah.
Because now they're 6 points back, and they have a game. Montreal has a game in hand on them. You know what I mean? And Montreal only has 8 games left, or 9 games left, and Calgary has 8.
Yeah, it's pretty much over. That was a must win, and they
Yep,
didn't pull
yep.
it through. Cole Caulfield had his first game in the NHL last
About
night.
that.
He looked pretty good from what I saw. I mean, he's just getting his feet wet in the NHL. From all accounts I've heard, the name that seems to prop up now, it used to be the Brinkat, but now the name that pops up with Cole Caulfield is Kaprizov.
Okay.
So wouldn't that be huge for Montreal to have
That would be
a
huge,
guy that can reach?
especially if they would have him, and then you put him up there with Suzuki and Koken and Yemi. Right, that's three young superstars right there that are all scoring stars. Hey!
Yeah.
All right.
Kokeniemi, Suzuki, yeah, and you kind of see the way they're building the team, like so they don't go through like this huge rebuild by bringing in Anderson and all that. I have a feeling Toffoli, who scored last night,
And he's been playing awesome since he's been to Montreal.
insane. That guy's shot is just like. Did you see that goal? Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
That goal
Yeah,
he scored where he shot it, it came back, and he shot it again. Like, yeah, that doesn't happen. I don't miss here. that's how I got the feeling of Toffoli is like, what are you doing back here? Get in there. Yeah, it was crazy. Top end corner, just boom.
For sure.
Gustafson played 15 minutes last night, by the way.
Yeah, well, goody for him. Hope he finds success in Montreal.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he does. I hope he does because he has a particular a specific kind of game that unfortunately there's just like 20 of those guys in Philly already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like I don't understand why they brought somebody in there that matches the game of all the other defensive guys we have there that are offensive minded, that don't care about defense, and all they care about is offense. Okay.
You got an echo in your sound. Okay. I just had to. Good thing I went over there. Why would that be?
Maybe it's me coughing.
Okay,
We're all
I'm gonna
quiet.
try that now.
We're all quiet now.
Yeah, it should be good. Audio in all the everything is off. It should be good. I did have one thing. I had my audio output. Maybe that was the echo. Okay. So yeah, we pretty much figured out that Calgary is out of it now, and they'll probably be reaching for the golf clubs pretty quick. They're playing for basically.
Reaching for golf clubs.
Basically, Sutter's been talking like this is basically all about who's going to be here next year and who's not. They're really just trying to find out who's going to be in there and who's not.
Yeah, that's what they have to do for both teams actually as well, if you must know the truth, because both teams had a coaching change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're both kind of doing the same. Although Montreal has a little bit more of a leg up, I think, than Calgary does, because Calgary is going to go through more of a full rebuild, I think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know what they're going to do with that team. It's going to be interesting. But we got a half an hour to get through these games.
Yeah. So Blues and Avalanche is the next game, and
let me reload here. So I was when they put Johansson in on that game. I think what they were trying to do is Colorado. That is, they put their Johansson in, who, if you don't know, was the goaltender for the Buffalo Sabres, got traded to the Avalanche. I think this was a place where they saw an opportunity where they didn't need the win against the Blues right there. But if they could have won with Johansson in, it would have really set a tone. Like, you know what, we can beat you with, the next time you play, like, we beat you with Johansson in. It's
Yeah, right.
but it didn't turn out that way. The Blues
But
actually
yeah,
are playing a
right.
lot better. Um, Ryan O'Reilly, man, can you just not love this guy when it comes to this
I
time of
mean,
year? He's
yeah, he's what they say, magic.
Yeah, well, he's just he never. I don't even think he. Oh yeah, he got 1 point last night, but he, just 2 points. Sorry, 2 assists last night, and he'll start racking them up now. He hasn't been putting up a lot of points now, but he does this every year. As soon as the
Yeah.
energy starts going and that playoff energy gets in the air, he just starts turning it right on. And by the way, we had Avatar took the Blues. Whitechell took the Blues. CL took the Blues, but nobody had 4-1. CL was the closest, 4
Wow.
4-2,
There you
right
go.
around the target. Um,
With that win, St. Louis vaulted over Arizona now and is now in fourth place.
yep, and they're looking pretty solid. And uh, they did this well. They sorted it that 1 year where they were all like when they won the cup, right? They were right out of the playoffs completely, pretty much, and then all of a sudden they just started winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And
How's this? Yeah, how's this fly for you, right? They're probably not going to catch Minnesota because Minnesota has 65, St. Louis only has 48. But they have 3 games in hand against for Arizona. And St. Louis has 10 games left. Okay.
yeah,
So I don't know if Arizona, they're 1 point back, but that, you know what I mean?
yeah. If you asked me to pick between the two, I'd definitely be going with St. Louis right now. Uh,
Yes.
Especially after Arizona's just draw. Well, we'll talk about that later. Dropped the ball big time last night. How convenient they need to rebuild. It would not be because of Wright if or the year after Bedard now, huh? Yeah, a Bedard or Wright would be fantastic for Calgary, but I really don't think their intention was ever for a rebuild. They believe that they were contenders, and that's really the hard
Yeah.
part here. Is now what do? You built the team.
Yeah.
Is this really the peak for Calgary? This is all they got for their building of that team was barely making the playoffs, losing in the first round, and now we're going to just completely rip it down. I find that hard to believe. I think they're going to kind of, I don't know, it's hard to say because I don't know what to do with
Well,
this
they've
team.
been up there now for what, the last 6, 7 years, and they still haven't done anything with that core.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, the core's not working. That's quite obvious.
So, okay.
And if you're going to
All right.
trade the core, then I guess you're in a rebuild because
Right.
you got to
Pretty
you got
much.
to build a new core. And if
Did
Monahan
you
is
get the
gone, Monahan hasn't been much of anything for the last 2 years. Goudreau hasn't been himself. What he can be, what we know he can be, he hasn't been that. So
not this year?
it's going to be very interesting to see this
Yeah,
offseason for the Calgary Flames for sure.
I agree. I agree.
But yeah,
Did you get the scores on that? 4-1, Blues 4.
yeah, we did. We had the Blues. Nobody nailed it. So the Blues, if they make it, could be trouble. You know, they could be trouble if they happen to make it in the first round. Certainly wouldn't be counting them out. They won last
No.
night without Pareko in the lineup. Pareko's hurt again, and
Yeah.
with they
But they are playing better with Tarasenko back now.
now that he's
You know
starting
what I
to
mean?
play better.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and Shen's back too, and so they are. But they have been getting some other guys
Well,
back, but they did.
that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, watch out because they've had injuries all year. So we don't even really know what St. Louis is completely because they haven't had anywhere near a full roster all year long. So
Exactly.
they could definitely surprise in the playoffs, and I think they will
For
make the
sure,
playoffs.
if they
I'm
make it.
pretty
Yeah,
sure they will.
seems like they
I
will.
can't see
I believe I
Arizona.
had them picked. I believe I had them picked to make the playoffs, but
I
we'll
had
see.
them right in the spot that they're in. I had them in fourth
Yeah,
place
fourth, I think, something like
because I
that.
was
Yeah.
worried about their goaltending. And goaltending still has been an issue, although Bennington played well last night. Okay, next game. Talk about dropping the ball. Canucks versus Senators, and this was about as much as must win as you could possibly get for the Senator or for the Canucks, wasn't it?
It was Senators 2, Canucks 1.
Yeah, and everybody took the Canucks except for Bill T, who had 4-3, and Serrano. They both got picked up huge points on the field,
Right.
getting, but nobody had the score right. Um, this is a game where both teams had just traveled across Canada. And by the way, I think this is going to be something for the playoffs for the North Division. There's just
Yeah,
been way too much travel. I can't see anybody from the North winning the Cup this year. You're going to be too tired.
I agree.
Traveling across country like that over and over again. Only you Levy got his second goal of his career last night for Vancouver, but it wasn't enough. This Drake Batherson kid for Ottawa, man, I love this guy. And this team in general, the Ottawa Senators, have they not built a lot of respect for this year for you?
I have to say that I'm looking forward to what's going to be coming from them in the next two
Yeah,
years. I because they've got some good prospects coming up. They drafted really well in the last couple of years. Some of their prospects are starting to show up now, which is I always kind of like this time of year when you start seeing some of the kids, especially with the teams that are not in it. You know what I mean? And they start bringing up their draft picks from a couple of years ago, and to see how they work and whatever.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times by now, the AHL is either done or being done, and most of all the other leagues are wrapping up.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So by now is when you're starting to see these young guys starting to come in and
yeah.
play on the big club.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I do have a lot of respect for what they're doing up there. I like what the coaching staff is doing, and I like what the ownership is doing, and it seems like they're building it the right way.
Yeah, I like just going down their roster. There's a whole lot to like in this team. Stutzla, who they just picked up, he's played well for like a 18-year-old kid. I mean, he's been fantastic. And I just mentioned Drake Batherson. I don't even know what the upside of this guy is, seriously. Like,
Yeah,
he's got 17 goals already this year. He just seems to get better and better as the year goes on. And for a young player like that, that's saying a lot because this has been a tough year to play for a young player. So he's physically obviously ready to keep
yeah,
growing. And, you got, of course, the Kachuk. Brady Kachuk might be is up there in the top three or four favorite players in the league. Norris, I mean, this team's going nowhere but up. You talked about some players that have this time of year, they bring in young players to check them out. Shane Pinto came from
yes,
college, and
yes.
he's looked
He
pretty
was
good.
one. He was one of my prospect watches that we did for off the wall hockey with Shane Pinto. I mean, heck of a player, man. That he's gonna be a really good selection for them too, and I think he's gonna be one of those type of players that's gonna make a good impact for them.
Kyle Mercer says if St. Louis makes the playoffs, I don't expect them to make it past the first or second round. Probably not. I mean,
No, probably not.
if what a what a reward to make the playoffs and then have to play two of the aforementioned teams we talked about, Colorado or Vegas. Oh my gosh, tough
Right.
year. Will the Rangers win today? I think probably Elliot that I'm liking the Rangers today. They certainly should win. Um, Flames had that one good year, and then Bill Peters got fired by the ghost of races past. Yeah, I mean that's true. They haven't been the same since Bill Peters got fired back then. That's really when
Yeah.
they were playing their best, and
Hmm.
now But even then, they were starting to slide a little bit. You were starting to see signs of things just not being right in Calgary as well. Okay, let's get to our next game. Hurricanes versus the Stars, I guess we're going to now, right?
Yep.
And
Let's see here. Let me
Yeah,
quick pull up the. It's
mine's
a four,
buffering.
4-3 final overtime. Stars win 4-3 with the overtime victory.
Yes, and this was actually it was actually a great game by the Canes, and considering
Yeah.
the fact that they lost, they played really well. It's it's time for Reimer to. They got they just can't play Reimer anymore. I hate to say it, but he just every time they play, they're catching up to the game. He can't seem to stop the pucks that you know what I mean, like a goaltender. There's the pucks you need that you should stop, and there's the pucks that you stop, but maybe you shouldn't stop. That's where Reimer misses out. He doesn't
Yeah.
stop enough of the pucks that he shouldn't stop. You'll always go, well, it's not really his fault. That's true, but I mean, NHL goaltenders stop a lot of those, more than he does. And I think they really just got to go. I guess Mrazek is injured again. Um, they got to fly with Nedeljkovic, I think, there in Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame because he has actually played Mrazek when he's been in. He's actually played relatively well, and that was the only Achilles heel I thought of what was going on with Carolina,
Yeah,
and that's why I couldn't. I have them making the playoffs, but I couldn't pick them coming out of the Central because of their goaltending, and that's exactly why.
yeah, it's almost frustrating to watch because
It
they've got
is.
such an amazing roster otherwise, and
Yeah,
Brindamore's got a killer system in there that they all seem to buy into. I mean, this is so close to a cup team, it's crazy.
that's what I mean. I mean, if it wouldn't be for their suspect goaltending, there you go.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, that's just kind of where I'm at on it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I watched the game. I really thought Carolina should have won this game. Again, it
Yeah.
was simply the goaltending wasn't there, and Dallas played well too, um, but I think Carolina played better. One thing I got to say is Dennis Gurianov. I was watching the last game where they outshot, was it Columbus? They 51 to something. I can't, or was that, who was it?
It
Oh, it
was
was Detroit.
65,
It
I
was
think.
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah.
And Dennis Gurianov didn't get one shot on net out of the 51. And he's a shooter, right? That's what he's supposed to do. So
Yeah, right.
he must have caught a ribbon for that because he potted one last night. So, um, but I think Carolina, I mean, Dallas is doing what they did in the playoffs, though. They're finding ways to win still.
I agree. And they need to do that if they even want to remotely sniff. If they even want to remotely sniff. And I'm looking them up right now here to see where they are in the standings. Yeah, they are 2 points back, and that game helped. They're 2 points back in Nashville. They have 2 games in hand on Nashville as well too. So if they can continue to win, they can potentially catch Nashville and overthrow Nashville for the fourth spot.
Yeah, and that's going to be a dogfight right to the end, and Dallas is going to make sure of it the way they're playing.
Yeah.
Both Nashville and Dallas are getting a lot out of little. They got a lot of injuries, and they're working with the roster that they have and playing their hearts out. They're playing their hearts out. That's really, even
Exactly.
when Dallas
Exactly.
loses, you seldom, if ever, I don't think I've seen all year Dallas lose and go, oh, that wasn't, they didn't have enough effort.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And that's
That's
where you and I, being Philadelphia Flyers fans, I wish I could say that.
it's let's just say that it's been ultra frustrating.
Yeah. It's the effort. Nobody cares. Not, I shouldn't say that. We all care if our team wins. But when
But
your team loses and
players,
even that win in New Jersey, that might have been the worst game I've seen them play the first two periods.
yeah,
The
I have
effort
to
was
agree.
pathetic, right?
I've seen worse efforts throughout this year.
Yeah.
The game against Buffalo. where it was like everybody was skating in molasses, and every single thing that Buffalo did put in goals, and every single thing that the Flyers did was not put in goals. And that was, I think that was the worst effort I've ever seen
Yeah, but for them, yeah,
for this year.
yeah. I have to admit, to tell you the honest truth, as a Philadelphia Flyers fan, I haven't been watching Philly this year that much because I like to keep a good energy around and
I
watching them has been just like I get so aggravated because
okay,
this is
so
this is a
I have
what's that?
go ahead. Go ahead.
The Philadelphia Flyers are our favorite team of mine because they always gave everything they had. Back in the
Yeah.
Brindamore days, they are doing a disservice to the lore of the Philadelphia Flyers organization, and I can't watch it.
I have to agree with you, and I'm gonna give you a little hint here. Um, Jim Jackson has a school that you can sign up for,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah,
can do the broadcasting school.
yeah.
And I was very lucky enough to be able to attend this broadcasting school. And during this broadcasting school, I got a wonderful opportunity to have one-on-ones with Jim Jackson, the voice of the Philadelphia Flyers. And during that time period, we grew to have a relationship.
Hmm.
And so I get to text him now on occasion. He's been on my show a couple of times. He's
Okay.
been a guest on the show,
Yeah.
and you know, the whole nine yards. And so I text him now sometimes before the games and, like, you know, wish him, you know, hey, have a good call tonight, and, you know, hope you and Jonesy do well and everything like that. And he's like, so he'll ask me, like, so how was the crossover show, or how was this, or how was that? I'm like, I really liked it. And then we got into the conversation of, well, you know, I'm actually really watching because of you guys. I'm not really watching because of the hockey. And then, you know, he's giving me some razz and saying, well, you're supposed to be watching because of the hockey. And I'm like, well, Jim, the hockey kind of stinks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna listen to you guys, and I'm watching you guys and research. So
That's the way to put it. The hockey has been terrible. Like I said, I'm not so much about the fact that sometimes things don't work out. Goaltenders aren't there. You're not having your best year, or whatever the case may be. But when you see lack of effort like that, like I've seen from Philadelphia this year, that drives me crazy. Now, that being
yeah,
said,
yeah.
it could be because they're depressed by all the things that are happening, and maybe I shouldn't be so critical, but it just doesn't look good at all. Okay, next game. Okay, we're just talking about one of the guys that I never saw a lack of effort of him ever in a minute in when he played for Philadelphia, Rod Brindamore. You know,
No,
never saw a
never,
lack of
never
effort from that
lacked.
guy.
Nope, never once.
Yeah,
Never, ever
loved,
once.
loved,
You know,
loved, loved, loved him. Okay,
exactly.
Nashville Predators versus the Panthers. And this is what we were talking about. We were just talking about the Predators and finding ways to win. And one thing that we got to talk about when we talk about this game, by the way, that Nashville, it was 4-1, right? Uh,
Let me double
yeah,
check.
yeah, it was 4-1. Sanders, who's not in here now, nailed it. So he picked up some points. Um,
Oh, there you
Now,
go.
the Panthers really played well in this game. They outshot the Predators 4-1, and that's why, or 40-27, I should say, and that's why I wanted to bring
Okay,
this up. Ever since Saros came back from injury, this guy is like Vesna level, isn't he? It's crazy.
I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree, 100%.
He's
I mean,
he's. I have a feeling that there's going to be a story with Saros this year.
wouldn't surprise me.
He's going to do some things this year that go like I would not.
Yeah,
I want. I know it's a Central, and they're probably going to play like Carolina, but he's playing at a
if they
level
make
where
it,
you just can win games with him
if they make it,
if they make it.
if Nashville makes
If
it,
he keeps
if
on
Nashville
playing
makes
like
it.
this, they're making it.
Okay, but Dallas has been playing well
Yeah,
too.
I
So,
still think that.
and Dallas has 2 games in hand.
Yeah, I still think Nashville probably pulls it through. If he's playing like
Okay,
this, yeah, I got
okay,
to go with Nashville. Uh,
okay.
I
All
think it'll
right.
be right to the end, but we'll see if he keeps on playing like this. If not,
Yeah.
then it's anybody's really. But they had Florida played really well. They didn't get what they deserved here. Florida played exceptionally well in this game, and they just couldn't get it past the guy, no matter what they did. What was it? Who was it? Chicago that came back and won 5-4 against them, and they were up 4-1 in the second, and they got a couple past him. Ever since then, he's been like, nothing's passing me now. That's it. I'm done. No more.
Right. Exactly.
And that's
I
the
mean, you
heart of a
know,
champion right there.
I have
Winnipeg
to agree
lost
with you on
six.
that one.
Askarov is coming in too. Nice, good, very good. Yeah, yeah, Askarov is coming in too. But Saros is making a case that they don't need Askarov as much as they thought they did. Uh, what about the Dallas game? You got 4-3 OT win on that game. We didn't do the score for that. Okay. Well, that's next, buddy. Or is that what? No, no, we did talk about that already, didn't we? 4-3 OT. Who was that? What was the what was
That was the Dallas and the Hurricanes.
what did that go to OT?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Bill T had 4-3 OT. Who's saying John Weichel said that too? You had 4-2. No, who was it that said that? Bill T got the OT. That's the first OT ever on this show. Nailed it.
Well, hey.
Who just said that they
Well,
had four?
hey.
Joey Serrano? You had 3-2, buddy. You didn't have 4-3 OT. Bill T, though, had 4-3 in overtime. Boom! 7 points. Let's hear some hype in the chat.
Bill's the man. He always has great questions.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It,
You know, like, what do you guys think of the round 6 shootout versus Flyers the other night with Elliott in the goal?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when I come on here, I don't come on here and go telling people what to think or whatever because these guys are so knowledgeable. It's insane. I would look stupid.
Exactly.
We, I've got the most knowledgeable people on my
And the audience.
stream all the
Yeah,
time.
man.
Like I can't
All the
say
time.
anything about this. I'm a
Nope.
professional
Hey, hey,
handicapper, and these guys nail things more than I do. Like they're crazy.
hey, they keep you honest, bro.
I learn from them. Like they bring things up, and I go, I never
See?
thought about that. Jeez.
Right?
Yeah, these
That's
guys are
why, see,
amazing.
that's why I love this environment. That's why I love this format.
Hmm.
That's why I love how this whole thing is going down
Yeah,
because this interaction is really, really cool. And there's very, very few people doing it out there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And so I like that. That's what we're that you have the ability to have such great, intelligent listeners and people watching that know hockey through and
yeah,
through. You know what I mean? And we thought we knew stuff. Are you kidding?
yeah. You know why? Before we go on to, we got three more games we'll go through real quick. The reason why I wanted to do this format is I watch. I like to watch YouTube stuff and people's streams and stuff like that, just like everybody else. And I notice I'll be watching it and they're just basically talking back and forth like they're telling you what to think or what's right or what's wrong or whatever the case may be. And don't get me wrong, they're very intelligent. I learn a lot from them as well. But I'm like, hey, buddy, you know what? I think I don't agree with you there. And so when I did this, I realized I wanted to have a forum like this where you brought in guys like this, and it's freaking amazing. I love it. It's so awesome.
It is. It is. So, listen, all you great, wonderful, awesome people that are here every day and every week since Perlo's been doing this, tell your friends. Please let them know that Perlo is the man, and this is the place to come and watch for all your great hockey needs and all your great frolic. Please let everybody know. We want to see as many people watching the Perlo show as we can because we want to keep the Perlo bow tie rolling.
Kyle Mercer says he's psychic at hockey picks and clueless at hockey. I don't believe that, Mr. Mersh. It's a
Yeah,
little
no, no.
self-depreciating humor
Yeah,
there.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
Moving on
I don't
to
buy
the
that for a
next one.
second.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oilers
No, I'm
versus
sorry, I don't either.
Jets, and man, I'm an
6 to
Oilers
1.
fan. I'm an Oilers
Yeah.
fan, but I've really,
Wow.
really liked the Jets this year. And lately, I don't know what's going. Hellebuck, it's hard to watch. He's struggling right now, Helly. I'm gonna. We're gonna send you a bouquet of flowers, Helly. I know you're listening right now, because why wouldn't you be? You're one of the 8 people, I'm sure. I'm gonna send you.
No, not a bouquet of roses. Let's send him a special Perlo necklace.
I think he's already got one. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Okay.
So
Then all
why
right,
don't
we
we
can send
send
him
him? We'll
flowers
send
then.
him a Steel Flyers badge. How's that?
There you go. All
Steel
right.
Flyers badge
We'll
off
do
you.
that. Okay.
Anyways, can we? Is there any? Can we? Is there anything you need to say about Connor McDavid anymore? Like,
I mean, gosh, can we just hand him the trophy and be done with it?
oh, it is. I don't know what they're.
I
Do you
think
know what
he's.
they're gonna probably have to start making new rules for or it's not going to be fair here soon. You got to remember. I think what is he 22, 23 years old or something like that? How old is he? He's still got upside, if you can believe that. Like he's not done at
He's
all.
got 26. Well, wait.
No, is he?
He's got 28 goals on the
Oh
season.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
28 goals on the season.
28 goals on the season. All right. Um, you know what's really scary is that is a goal every other game.
Yep. Goal every other game. And then when you add in his points, I'm trying to find Edmonton here. Here they are. I'm going to try to find out how old he is. I don't know why I don't know it already. Uh,
I think he's 24
he could, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
because I
24.
think
He's
wasn't
24 years old. Players
yeah
don't hit
wasn't
their
he?
peak until they're 26, 27 years old. What's this guy going to do in his peak?
Gosh, could you imagine the upside of that? I mean, here's another one too. Here's another one too. Matthews,
Yeah,
Austin Matthews,
Matthews is
same
insane.
age,
Yeah,
same age, same age.
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Incredible. His shot,
Oh my
maybe the
gosh!
one of the best, if not he's
Oh
by
boy,
the end of his career, you might
he
say it's the best shot ever. Maybe. We'll see.
he's
That's
a
there's a lot of players you gotta
he's a smooth finisher.
yeah. And his two-way
Yeah,
game. That's the other thing. Austin Matthews is an
plus player,
incredible two-way player.
plus player. How you doing? Getting it done. All
Oh,
right, there you
great.
go.
We're so fortunate to be in this time watching these kids, young players like this. Incredible.
I agree. Oh my gosh, I
Do
agree.
I think
All
Flyers
right.
will keep Brian Elliott after? No,
No,
no, that's it for
no,
Brian
he's
Elliott.
done.
They need to get a
He's
they need to get a better veteran goaltender to help Carter Hart, a guy who can show him what it means to be consistent and all of those sort of things
actually,
like that. I think.
hold on, time out on that one, bro. I actually disagree with you on that. I think they need to bring in somebody like a Drager.
Oh, Drieger,
Who,
so he's still older. He's 26. So yeah, that wouldn't be too
okay,
bad.
but I
Yeah,
still think they need to bring somebody in there that's gonna push Carter a little bit. That's gonna make him look over the back of his shoulder there a little bit and go, I'm not really the number one yet, but I better keep playing better. Or
yeah,
you get the best out of players when they're looking over their shoulder.
yeah,
They got that number one B guy back there. It's just like, okay, coach, I'm ready. Put me in.
yeah. Okay.
So I would much rather see somebody like
We
that.
got to get to the other two games. No one had 6-1. Mercer had 5-2 for the Oilers. He was the closest.
Okay.
Bill T and I had the Oilers. Okay.
Okay.
Ducks versus Kings.
So
We won't talk about this one much. There wasn't much to talk about.
4-1.
What was the score? 4-1.
Kings 4, Ducks 1.
Yeah, and we had 4-0 for Avatar. So close. Nobody had
So
4-1.
close.
I'm surprised by that,
It's
actually.
so far.
But a lot of people had the
So
Kings.
close.
Finally, we'll go to the Coyotes and Sharks, and then we'll head out to our break. This does have significance because the Coyotes needed this game. Totally dropped the
And they
ball
didn't
here,
get it.
but it's the reason why the ball got dropped here.
Yeah.
Kemper had a bad game. I,
Yeah.
I just did not see that coming.
No.
Darcy Kemper is probably
At the worst time.
yeah, at the worst time. He's got to be feeling terrible right now.
Right. This is one of those games that they needed.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Need.
And exactly, and especially with teams ahead playing better, and now ahead they've leapfrogged over the Yotes now, and St. Louis is now in that fourth place spot. Okay, it is only by 1 point, but still, they also have 2 games in hand.
Yep.
St. Louis does over Arizona, so
Yep.
it's not boding well for Arizona,
Yep.
and especially when you're playing the lower teams like the Sharks, and they hang a 6-banger on you.
Yeah, and they got a little bit of an
Whoops.
easier schedule than St. Louis, but I mean, you can't be dropping games like this. You just not in this time, not in this place. So, anyways, it was. What did you say? It was six. What was it?
6-4.
6-4.
6-4.
Nobody had 6-4.
Yep.
Sanders had 5-4 Yotes though. There was only
Okay.
one player.
There you
There
go.
was only one guy that had the Sharks. CL. CL had the Sharks.
I'm glad I wasn't here to pick that game because I never do well against picking for or against
Just
San
like
Jose.
me with Tampa
So,
Bay. I can't get
yeah.
Tampa Bay right to save my life. Ricketts,
There you
welcome, man. Okay, you guys, we're going to go off and we're going to do a little thing for the doggies, aren't we? I love this.
That's
I like
right.
doing this.
Thank you guys very much, man. We really appreciate our sponsor, www.cccresorts.com. Check them out on Facebook. They got all kinds of great specials and stuff that they're running too. And the pool's going to be opening up real soon too. And they're also opening up their second location as well too. So check them out on the web, www.cccresorts.com.
Absolutely. And when there's 2 things I'll be doing when I'm going to be getting a dog and I'm going there. Because
That's right.
I'm going to be coming to see you guys there in Pennsylvania, and
Good.
I'm bringing the dog. And I'm not bringing them
Good.
to having vacation here. The dog's coming with me, and they're having vacation there because that is the coolest
go.
thing ever. Okay, here we go. Talk to you guys in 3 minutes, and we're going to do your picks, and we'll see maybe an updated thing. Hopefully, Hockey News Reports has sent it over, and all of that. So here's a word
Right
from
back.
our sponsor.
Greetings. This is Steel Flyers from the Steel Flyers All Sports Network, and we have 2 very special guests. We are delighted to be joined by Tracy Musser and Nicole Howard from the Canine Country Club Resorts. Tracy and Nicole are both managers for CCC Resorts and work at the Windsor or at the club, one of 2 locations, both in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Congratulations on your 30th year anniversary of being in business. Let me start off by saying this. Steel Flyer stands behind this company 100%. Taking care of Steel Flyer's furry friend for the last 2 years now, and they are a one-stop shop for everything your furry friend needs. In fact, let's find out what our friends at CCC Resorts offer. Nicole, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. What are some of the great boarding services that you guys offer, and what do we have to do in order to get our furry friends taken care of when we are unable to travel with them?
Well, we like to bring everybody in for a tour first. That way they can see the behind the scenes, they can see where they stay, they can see where they play, and then we explain all of the fun things that we can add on to their reservation, whether it be one of our packages, either a nature walk, a ball time, or even a cuddle time.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Boy, it sure sounds like a resort to me. So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Tracy, tell me, is it true that you guys have both an indoor and an outdoor pool at the Windsor location?
It is true. We've got one of each, so we're able to offer year-round swimming. The indoor pool is a great option for dogs who are swimming for therapy or rehab. It's got that sloped entry so they can wade into the water. Our outdoor pool is a little bit larger, and it's 4 foot deep the whole way across. And both of them are saltwater pools, so it's really easy on the dog's skin and coat.
Wow, that's very awesome. So then during the summer months, you have a much deeper pool outside and then a sloped entry shallow pool indoors for the dogs. Tracy, tell the folks how we can get some pool time.
Well, the first thing everyone does is come for an intro swim. We use that time to make sure the dog is comfortable in the water. We make sure they know how to get out of the pool safely, and we go over all the pool rules and etiquette with the clients as well. After that, they're able to schedule private appointments where they have the pool to themselves, or they can invite friends and have a whole group swim going on.
So after a dip in the pool, then it would have to be off to the groomers, right? I mean, our furry friends cannot go out looking their best. Nicole, what are some of the great services your top-notch groomers provide?
Our groomers, they specialize in full service grooms. We can do the basics, whether it be just a bath and a brush out or a blowout. Or for the extra pampered pooches, we can do nail dremels, we can do deodorizing soaks, and also facials.
Wow, man, that sounds like a resort if you ask me. Tracy, I know one of the main programs here at CCC Resorts is the WAGS program. The Steel Flyers dog is enrolled in this program. So why don't you tell the folks what is involved in this and how they can get enrolled?
Yeah, the WAGS program is our primary daycare option at the Windsor. It's designed to be a structured program for people who are looking for a set routine for their dog. They all come on the same days each week, which allows them to have set friends, and we know exactly what's going on with each group. So we do a little bit more activities, and we build more into their daily routine there. But we've got other daycare options as well for people looking for a little less commitment. We do an hourly care where you can drop them off and just pay by the hour. We also do a day stay option, which is great for the dogs that prefer human friends instead of making friends with other dogs. And then we have a traditional daycare option as well if you're looking for the occasional outing for your dog.
Wow, there you have it. A full service groomer, a daycare program, and an indoor and outdoor pool. What more could you ask for? Sure seems like CCC Resorts has everything covered. Remember, DOG, depend on God.
Let me get our. We are
It's
back.
sound. Hey, welcome back. I'm glad that you enjoy my picking San Jose, Kyle. Appreciate
Yeah. Um,
that.
media source. There we go. Now we're good. Okay. So here we are to our games tonight. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here now, aren't we?
You bet.
This
Hey, Evan's in the house. What's up, E
E
Money?
Money's in the house. Sweet.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
E Money. Most of the playoff teams are set. Yeah, yeah. There's just the Dallas Nashville thing, and Calgary doesn't look like they're going to make it in. What other teams are there? And then St. Louis, Arizona. So yeah, there's still a lot of
Yeah,
work to do yet.
pretty much.
And yeah, that would be about it. Now am I missing one? In the Central, there's that. Yeah, that's right. So there is some work to do for some teams for sure, no doubt about that. And then there's jockeying for position too, because um, in some divisions, it's extremely important to catch that number one, I think, number one spot. Like for
Yeah,
instance, the North. I don't
yeah.
mind playing Montreal as much. I don't know if I'd want to go up against Edmonton. Like Toronto's going to probably win that though. That's almost set, right? I don't think unless Toronto really goes off and starts losing lots of games, I don't think maybe Edmonton can catch them.
Maybe.
Maybe,
I don't know. Look. It's been Toronto's to lose since the beginning.
pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it really has. It's been theirs to lose since the beginning. They dropped off there a little bit, where it looked like we were going to see another team come in there and swoop in, but they said nah, and took the reins right back, and we're
Yeah,
like, yeah, no, we're Toronto. You're not winning the North.
yeah. When the back-to-back win against Vancouver really got it took the wind
Hmm.
out of everybody's sails in the North, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, Edmonton's got 58. No, it's not likely going to catch up. They're pretty much rolling right, and that would as much as I think it would be over pretty quick. It's still a Toronto Montreal series, which is pretty cool.
I agree. What? It doesn't really matter. Any one of them series up there is going to be hard fought and good.
Yeah,
The only thing is that I don't think any of the teams out of the North, including Toronto, are going to be able to are going to be able to match up against any of the teams in any of the other divisions when they start going outside of their division to play the other rounds of the playoffs.
yeah. Well, especially with all the travel they've had. I mean, that's the really thing with me is Toronto is
Yeah.
how are they going to handle this travel that they've had all because like in the East, like there's basically no travel really.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking a bus from place to place. So maybe it's they have a huge advantage there. Now the thing about the East, of course, is it's a grinded out division in itself. There's no easy
Exactly.
outs there's no easy outs in the East, pretty much.
Nope.
That
That's just it. I mean, even Buffalo has been proven to be a difficult team to get around.
yeah
Even New Jersey has proven to be a difficult team to get
yeah.
around,
I think if Buffalo was in
whereas
a different
Philadelphia has proven to be a fluffernutter to get around.
I think if Buffalo was in a different division, they probably wouldn't have. They'd have a few more points than they do. They didn't really have that bad of a team, but we were talking about that before it all got started. Was that's just too tough of a division for Buffalo to be in for
I
sure.
mean, I'm not taking away from that at all. I'm really not, but I'm still saying that other teams were more difficult to play against than the Flyers
Oh
were
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they were not
this
they
year.
were not difficult to play against at all this year. Most games, most games, no doubt about it.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, well, now if you're new to here and you've never joined into this fine frolic, uh,
Here we go.
we what we do here is we're going to be talking about each game, and we're going to be you can put your pick in for who's going to win each game and what the score is going to be. In which case you get points. Now it's getting close to the end of the month here, and I don't think we have updated standings yet. Hockey News Reports has been very busy, but I'm pretty sure it's at this moment it is. Oh, you just talked about it. Mercer, I think, is in first right now. So
Okay,
but
cool.
it's all for fun. We're enjoying ourselves, and you get to have bragging rights and all those sort of things like that. So
And there you have
the
it.
first game we're going to go to, and we already talked a little bit about these two teams, or at least one in particular, anyways. The Islanders versus the Capitals. Now, I would have to imagine that Varlamov would be in this one for the Islanders, and the Capitals would probably be going back to Samsonov again. Um, this is one. Okay, the Islanders don't have to win necessarily for playoffs and all that stuff like that, but you don't want to lose 3 games to a team, right?
Exactly.
This is a
You don't
big
want to
game
do
for
that at
them
all.
because of that.
It has to be because they need it. It just there's no way around it. You need this game in order to stay in the hunt.
Yeah.
And if you don't have this, then it's not looking
Oh, wait
good.
a second. Something just came up the wire here.
Uh
Uh, I was wrong.
oh.
What's going on here? Why is that not showing now all of a sudden?
Breaking news! Breaking news!
Okay, for some reason.
Sasha in the house.
Oh, Sash is in the house. Sweet. Okay.
Toby's in the house. Oh,
Okay.
no.
But Vanacek is going to be in for. Where is it now? I just saw it. Vanacek's going to be in for Washington. I just saw. So
Okay.
that changes everything.
Okay.
For me, it changes everything. I just make sure I got this right. Okay, where is it now? Okay, Shesterkin. How come I can't find the Islanders game? Boston Bruins.
I don't know.
Philadelphia's playing New Jersey today, right?
It's Islanders. It's Islanders and Capitals tonight,
Right.
right? Okay, at Washington.
Okay, for some reason, I'm gonna refresh this. They taken down the Islanders Washington game. Oh, here it is. I got it. Yeah, Vanacek's in. That changes everything. They're going to go with Vanacek hasn't been putting up the greatest numbers as of late. So, uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to change. I might have to change my pick in my mind. But what do you think about this game now?
I'm still going with Capitals on this one
Are you?
because,
You're
yeah,
going back to the Capitals still?
yeah. As much as I would like, look, if the Islanders can win this game, I would really like to pick the Islanders. I really would, because I actually have them winning the East. But the way the Washington's been playing and the way the Islanders have been playing, I don't think it's really going to matter who's in goal for
Really?
Capitals.
Okay.
Yeah.
CL has got 3-2.
And I also believe that this is going to be, and I'm sure our resident Capitals experts here will confirm this, OVR, is Ovechkin going to be in?
I don't think so. That's yeah. I don't think so. Mercer
Okay.
3-2 Caps. Well, we already know what the score is going to be. It's going to be 3-2 Caps. Mercer's on a roll, man. He just keeps on hitting it.
Like all you have to do is wait for Mercer
Yeah,
to make
just
his
wait.
picks,
Yeah, there's
and
no use
then
even watching the
go.
games, really. Just
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, no. So since I think the Capitals are going to win, I'll go out on a limb here and I'll say 4-3. No, 4-2. 4-2. Capitals on this one.
4-2 Caps. Okay, everybody's all over the board here now.
I also like how the acquisitions that Washington got at the trade deadline. That Anthony Mantha has been lighting it up in Washington.
He has. We'll see if his consistency has been his issue. He hasn't outscored the person he was traded for, though.
No, I know,
Moran.
but still,
Yeah,
but
he has been
still.
doing well. He has been doing well. We'll see. We'll
All
see
right.
if he
So
can
who you
stay
got yet?
consistent. I'm going to take the Islanders now that I saw that. Now that I know that Vanacek is in, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go convincing here.
By the way, I just want to let everybody know here in the chat that Mr. Toby is one of the major. He's the guy basically responsible for bringing the vision to life
Oh yes,
for
Toby's in.
steelflyers.com. Um, uh, Toby has been the main man, pots and pans, when it comes to that, man, for sure. He's the one that has brought that website to life, and man, I really appreciate all you're doing, bro. Really, thank you very much for everything that you do. And man, a lot of people like the site, man, because of what you've been able to bring the vision out of us. You know what I mean? So thanks, Toby, for that, man. Mucho apreciado,
For
bro.
sure, Toby. Thank you very much, man. You rock. I got 3-1 Islanders. Now I can't back Vanacek. I just can't. He's just been playing too bad.
Okay, well, you don't have to. You don't have to. No, it's not written in stone that
Oh, I
says
know. I'm just saying I
Perlo.
can't. I just
Ting
can't
ting
do
ting
it.
ting ting ting. Perlo has to. Ting ting ting
I
ting ting.
can't do
Back
it. I
Vanacek. Ting
can't
ting
do
ting
it.
ting ting ting. I know.
I'm wondering about the over though. I don't know, like over if there's going to be a high scoring game. That's the thing. Washington can even if Vanacek doesn't play well, like you were just mentioning, Washington can just outscore you like
Yeah.
all day long. They got
So,
three lines that can score, and when they're playing on top of their game, man, they're hard to touch.
I agree.
They are hard
You
to
got
touch.
everybody's scores?
I believe I do. Oh, no,
Kenny R, thank you for jumping in. If I haven't talked to you before, thank you. Avatar, yeah, yeah.
Ken,
Same score.
Kenny
Cool,
goes
cool.
over. He talks to me in my videos in my comment section all the time. He's awesome. I love that guy.
Sweet. Yes.
Kenny rocks.
Yes, Sasha. Toby Hype. Yes. Yeah, man. Toby Hype
Toby
for
Hype.
sure.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kenny
absolutely.
R. Toby Hype.
If it wasn't for Toby, we're not here talking right now. Toby rocks.
Well,
Sort of. Within reason.
yeah,
Not as
man.
well as
Yeah,
we are
man.
right now. How's that?
Go check out the site, man. We got a whole bunch of new stuff rolling. www.steelflyers.com. It's down there on the little graphic down there. Go check it out, man. You get to see Toby's work, man. It's some awesome stuff. He makes it look good.
Bill T, I did get your pick. 4-3 Caps in OT. Okay.
Yep.
This is
We
good.
got you,
I
Bill.
know one thing. I'll be watching that game tonight. That's one to watch right there. I really.
I will have to say that as much as I have to, tune into my boys,
Yeah.
I'll probably be switching back and forth on that one. Either that one, or I might be switching back and forth to another game that we're going to get into a little bit later.
Flyers versus Devils. Okay, I love my Flyers, but I don't like this. Does it matter who wins this game? Not really. It matters to me. I want the Flyers to win. I don't even think I want the Flyers to win now. I want them to lose the rest of the games and get themselves a stud at the draft, actually. I'd rather them not win the game.
Because I was thinking about that too. Like, oh yeah, they're playing for pride because Hartnell, Scott Hartnell was in on the call the other night with Jim Jackson,
Oh, okay.
and he was saying that yeah, you're playing for pride at this time of the year and everything like that. I'm like, well, why? Why don't you play for a better draft
Wait a
pick?
sec. Was in the call with you?
No. He was doing the call with Jim Jackson.
Oh, on the okay, yeah.
On the
You
call
were
with
talking
Jim
to
Jackson,
Scotty
right?
Hartnell? Oh my gosh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no.
Another
No, I wish.
Another reason why I'm a Philadelphia Flyers fan. I love
Right.
Hartnell.
But Scotty was making the call with Jim, and he was mentioning to Jim about how it's this time of the year now where even though the Flyers are technically out of it, they're playing for pride and they're playing for this. I'm like, dude, why are we playing for that? Why don't you play for a better draft pick?
Yeah.
Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Why
change
start
anything.
playing prideful now?
Yeah, where's that been all year?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Might as well just keep
Come
rolling with the
on.
lack
You're
of
now
pride.
now you're playing for pride.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You better shut up.
Avatar.
Playing for pride now. The last 8 games of the season. You know what? Just for that. 5-1 Devils.
5-1 Devils. Okay, Steel has 5-1 Devils. Okay, I'm sure we got some picks in here now. Avatar.
Well, CL's never going to diverge from Philly,
No,
right?
Never,
He's got
never.
Right? Avatar's got 5-3 Flyers.
Yeah. CL. The Flyers could go bankrupt and disband, and he would still pick the Flyers to win it.
Yeah, yes, he would. But that's cool, though, because I like that kind of dedication. Because as much as I love this team, I hate picking against them. And I really do. I hate it because it makes me angry that they play this bad that I have to pick against them.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Does that make sense?
Totally. I'm with you, man. I'm a Flyers
okay.
fan too. I hate watching.
I mean, do you know what it's like to get up and be excited about every single game, even knowing still to this day, and you're not making the playoffs, so why are you getting excited?
Hey,
because I'm watching my team, and I'm watching hockey.
My other team is the Edmonton Oilers, buddy. Do I know how you feel?
Yeah.
10 years of it, dude. 10 years.
Hey, go 40-some, and then you talk.
Well, I mean, I don't think Philadelphia was ever that bad for a decade. Not that bad.
But Philadelphia has not hoisted the cup since 1975.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I gotcha. But, hey, Toronto hasn't did since, 67, so.
Boo-hoo.
Sasha.
Gosh, even Toby's picking the Flyers. Holy smokes.
4-1 Flyers.
Good gravy. You people, you're so dedicated. I wish I could be that dedicated. But if I actually had to put money on tonight's game, there was no way
I would be putting money on Philadelphia. There's no way.
I have a hard time taking them, but I am kind of taking them. I don't know why. Uh, but I think they'll win, but it'll be bad. It'll be like 2-1 Flyers.
You mean like the last one was bad?
Yeah, it'd
Three.
just be a bad game where like New Jersey has no defense whatsoever. You should be potting goals like nothing against them. But the Flyers will win like
But
2-1 or something
but
like that in a
but you watch
shootout.
New Jersey. But you watch New Jersey control the play,
Yeah,
take the game to Philadelphia, win the possession battle, win the shots battle. I mean, what?
yeah.
All right.
Kenny, 3-1. Okay, I think I got everybody now. Leafs
Battle of
need
the
a
cup.
cup. Yeah. Uh, Yeah, this is. I don't think it's going to be this year, John. I don't think so. I think there's just too much travel in that north. Okay, next
Maybe.
game.
All right. Next game is the Sabres and the Rangers.
Sabres and the Rangers. Okay. And Shesterkin's going to be in net.
Does this game even matter?
It does to the Rangers. They could still make the playoffs if they keep on winning. So they got to win.
They're 4 points
They
back.
could do it.
They're 4 points back, and Boston has 2 games in hand.
Yeah, it's not likely, but you're not going to stop now, right? And you're playing. You got to win this one. It's a got to win for the Sabres. And the
Yeah,
Sabres
you're
are
right.
putting that young goaltender in. I didn't even know who the heck he was, Laukinen, and that beat Boston.
Laukinen.
That beat
Yeah.
Boston with Raskin net. That one blew my mind. I just couldn't believe that Boston lost to the Sabres with that goaltender. That was
Right.
crazy. But Jackett's not here, but Jackett picked it. It's crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Here you go.
So yeah, that's who's going to be in net. Shesterkin against that Laukinen kid. Uh, the Rangers should have this all day, but even though I know that Buffalo's been playing better, Kenny R 3-1 went 3-3, then 4-3. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Kenny. I better be safe. Yeah, yeah. So Avatar 6-2 Rangers. Sasha is 6-2 Rangers. CL is 3-0 Rangers.
Slow down.
All right, I'm
Sasha
sorry.
what? 6
Sasha is Rangers 6-2.
6-2 Rangers. Okay.
Right. CL is 3-0 Rangers.
3-0 Rangers. Okay.
Bill is Buffalo 4-3.
Whoa.
Yeah. Joey is going Buffalo for me 3-2. That's who I'm picking, by the way, is Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Uh,
Kenny R, did you send it? Did you give
Serrano
us?
doesn't surprise me. He takes a dog all the time.
Yeah. Did you, Kenny R? Did you send us a score? 5-2 Rangers for Kyle Mercer.
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Kenny R. Buffalo 4-3. This is going to be my overtime game right here, and I think it's going to be a 6-5.
Woo. Okay. Steel 6-5 Sabres. And Whitechel 4-1 Sabres. A lot of Sabres
Yep.
here. Kind of surprised by that.
Well, there was a couple people for Rangers, couple people for
Yeah, I
Sabres.
just
You
said
got a good
I'd say
mix.
it's almost 50-50 here.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Uh,
Looks like it. And then you get to be the one. What are you taking?
I'm taking the Rangers.
I'm taking the Rangers.
I'm saying 4-1 Rangers. No,
I'm taking the Rangers. Oh, okay.
4-2 Rangers.
Right. Okay. Cool.
I can't go against Shesterkin. Right. That's really why. I think he's amazing goaltender, and that kid went well the first game, but is he gonna keep up? I don't know anything about the kid. I didn't know
Okay.
this is like that this year though, right? You got the
It has been,
Swayman
yeah.
in Boston. Wait, there was a whole
Yeah.
bunch of rookies that came in and lighted up. I just remember Swayman in Boston for some reason. But
Yeah, Swayman definitely has played really,
yeah,
really. I mean,
Vladar, the first time he came in, he won. Uh,
exactly.
so yeah, we'll see. And then this kid, Laukinen or whatever. Uh, okay,
Laukinen, yeah.
Laukinen, whatever his name is.
Laukinen, yeah, yeah.
Next game.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
the game.
The game.
Bruins
The
versus
game.
Penguins with
This
Rask
is
in net. I think.
this might be the this might be the other one that I tune in to.
Yeah, is Rask in net? Is he? Because they say that he is, and then he doesn't end up being there. I don't know what's going on with him. He must. It must be a back problem because sometimes if you've ever had back problems, you
Yeah,
start
and
feeling
if
good,
it
and then
tightens
all
up
of a
on you,
sudden,
yep,
yeah, yeah.
yep. Look here. Boston needs to win this game.
Rask is confirmed and Jari is confirmed.
All
Boston
right, there you
definitely
go.
needs to win in this game.
Boston needs to win this game, especially after their tilt over the weekend, 1-0. Okay, that game was that was not a very good effort by Boston on that game. Okay, me and John called that game,
Hmm.
right? Me and the goat were calling that game,
Okay.
right? Yeah, and it was sad to watch John just be so frustrated because it was 1-0.
Yeah, I believe I
Yeah.
got Serrano. Yeah, I got Serrano. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah. That was when the one against Buffalo that they lost. You mean?
No, the one that they played
Oh,
against
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah. That was just on
Yeah.
Sunday night.
This has got to be prime time effort here tonight.
This is the second game of that back to back now. This little series here.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is prime time right here, folks.
Yeah.
You're right. This is prime time for Buffalo or Boston. I'm sorry, and Boston needs this, and I'm picking Boston.
Avatar's got 4-3 pens. You're picking Boston.
I'm picking Boston.
What's the score?
2-1 overtime.
2-1. Bruins. OT. Okay. Um,
Uh, yeah, I just because Boston needs this game,
mhm.
and because they played so tightly uh, in the game on Sunday, that game was just so there was no space out there for nobody. It was only 1-0. And that was a very like I couldn't even believe that goal made it through. You know what I mean? It was like, wow, all right. Squeaked it in there, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a wide open shot where he had a wide open net to shoot at. It was through traffic and all, you know what I mean? It wasn't an easy one goal game, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay. Boston bounced back. Kenny's got Boston. I'm going Bruins too, but Pittsburgh is another one of those teams like Tampa Bay or San Jose to you. They just win. They win at times when you don't expect them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game. But I'm just going to go
Mm-hmm.
3-2 Bruins. I think
Okay.
it'll likely be tight. How is Pittsburgh doing it with Jari in that area? His numbers are not great. Like, it
Well,
doesn't.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing. Pittsburgh's got a plus 34 differential.
Yeah,
So that's what's helping them. They also have their Sidney Crosby Gensel line. Each one of those players has 20 plus goals.
yeah,
Okay, so that's how they're doing it. Okay, they're just outscoring you.
yeah. And they
You
just
know,
and like I don't think there's a team. Boston is up. The Boston is one of those find a way to win teams as well. Okay, but
right?
I think Pittsburgh is the find a way to win team. Honestly, the last 2 or 3 years, uh, because they consistently have injuries, roster issues. You look at their defense this year to start off the year. The goat, who is one of the best hockey minds I know, had Pittsburgh not even making the playoffs because of
Me
Cody
neither.
Ceci and Matheson and stuff like that.
Me
And I
neither.
didn't have them making the playoffs either. Yes, I got you, Bill. I got you, Bill. 2-0 Bruins.
But
That's
here
actually
they are leading the division.
it's crazy. They just
Go
find ways
figure.
to win all the time, all the time,
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
You can't.
And their trade deadline acquisition of Jeff Carter
Hmm.
was huge for them because they have been missing Malkin. They're still missing Malkin, and Carter has been able to come in and take that second line center position. And not only that, but he's also a good face-off guy too. You know what I mean? So he's able to take those key draws in the defensive zone or in the offensive zone. So that allows Pittsburgh to have possession of the puck right away, and it gives them much more scoring chances and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do I think of Penguins trying to trade Jari? Well, they better have a goaltender in mind if they plan on doing that. It's I'm sure they're still kicking themselves that they didn't keep Fleury. But it was
Or even Murray for that matter.
well Murray. He's had an up and down year this year, but I mean they couldn't
Yeah,
afford to keep him. That was it with Fleury. They
that
just
was
didn't have the cap space to keep him, so there wasn't much they could do about it. But
that's right.
Jari has not been great this year. And what are they going to get for Jari now? Because
Yeah. So Avatar just said Pens can clinch. They need to win in Buffalo and Buffalo to win too. Yeah,
oh,
because Buffalo's playing the Rangers.
right,
So if Buffalo wins and Pittsburgh wins, then they'll clinch a spot
in regulation, so
in regulation. Yeah.
can't be an
Okay.
overtime thing.
Cool. Cool. All right.
Okay,
So the next fun one on the docket
CL
is the Red Wings and the Blue Jackets. Do we have to do Red Wings and the Blue Jackets?
Oh, well, we're doing all of them, so yeah, a
Red Wings 3-1.
race to the a race to the bottom.
Right, a race to the number one pick.
Well, possibly if you win the lottery, Blue Jackets versus
Well,
Red
I
Wings.
like what they did with the new lottery, how they've made adjustments to the lottery now,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it makes it now so that a team like the New York Rangers, who made it to the playoffs last year, doesn't get the number one overall pick.
yeah.
But it's a little late for that now because Lafreniere's already on their team.
And it doesn't apply to this draft. It's the next draft.
Yeah, so, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't apply to this draft. So
All
the
right.
Rangers could do it again. Oh, that would be sick.
Oh my
If they miss
gosh.
the playoffs and get Power or you know Beniers or something
Or
like that,
somebody, yeah. Oh, that would be bad.
that would be so
I,
bad.
I would have to. I would probably have to go to protest in Toronto and go to the NHL offices in Toronto and have to protest. What are
Uh,
you doing?
okay, if you don't
Give them.
know, for any of the new people in here, we're just picking teams, what the score is, and we're talking about it. Pretty simple.
So thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for watching and checking
Yeah,
us out.
yeah. That's
Avatar has 3-1 wings.
3-1 wins.
Bill has the wings at 3-1. All right.
Yep,
Ready? Mercer?
got it.
Mercer's 4-2.
Wings.
Yeah, wings 4-2. Sasha is 3-2 wings.
Everybody's taking that. That's how down. That's how far down Columbus has gone this year.
Yeah. Joey at 4-3 overtime Red Wings. Did you give us a score there, Kenny? I get you. No, Red Wings, no question with you. John is 5-4 Detroit.
Oh no, yeah, I got that wrong.
All right.
Serrano took
Yeah, Serrano is 4-3 overtime.
right. Whitechill's 5-4 Red Wings.
And Kenny R is 3R Red Wings. I'm going 4-1. 4-1 Wings.
Steel 4-1 Wings. And probably it's Bernier, and I was going to check that out. I didn't even check out because I didn't really care about this game, but I should check out who's going to be in net. If it's Bernier, that's going to affect what I choose here for sure. Okay, but unconfirmed. I'm going to assume it's Bernier, uh, and I'm going to go 3-0 Wings. I don't think Columbus can score on Bernier. He just stopped 50 some odd shots from, like the guy is unbelievable. He doesn't get enough credit, I believe, because he's
I'm
in
with you.
Detroit.
I got you. Got you.
439. Okay, what's next? Yeah, Serrano's always wants to make sure you get all the games in.
Tampa Bay versus Chicago.
Lightning versus Blackhawks. I know that Subban's going to be back in again for the Hawks, and Tampa Bay is my kryptonite. So just do whatever opposite of whatever I say, pretty much. 'Cause
Well, then I'm gonna say my stuff first, then before you say your stuff.
yeah, well, I'm always last, anyways.
I know.
Lankinen is in for the Blackhawks. And Vasilevsky is not confirmed, so don't be surprised if they throw in McElhaney just to throw everybody off, because they do that sort of thing, and they won't confirm it until late. So, okay, what do you?
So 6-1. 6-1 is Tampa Bay on this series against Chicago, and I'm going 4-2 Tampa Bay on this one.
CL has 3-2 pins. I got you. CL, you already had me on that one. You're going 4-2 Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's really thinking about this one. Nobody's posting anything yet. With
They're all
Lankin
waiting for you.
with Lankin and Ned, I'm a little worried.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
Avatar 4-1 bolts. Bill T is taking Chicago.
Ooh. Sexy, sexy.
I'm gonna I'm interested to see tonight how Lankinen does, because he was starting to fade, and now they've given him a couple days off. So
Yeah.
if he's back to where he was before, Mercer 4-2 Lightning. Whitechill 3-1 light bolts. Is it Weichel, you figure, or Whitechill? What do you figure?
Hmm.
Oh, CL's got 2-0 wins. Kenny R 3-0 bolts.
It's gonna be an interesting game.
Well, it makes it interesting with Lankinen, and that's going to be interesting for me.
Because
Sorry.
Chicago really just needs this game. I mean, there's just no two ways around this. If they want to even remotely,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It is really, I mean, really.
Sasha 3-1 Hawks. Yeah, they definitely, absolutely need this game. It is a must-win for them.
They have 2 games in hand against Nashville, and they have 7 games left.
So they really need Nashville to falter, and they need to be able to pick up 7 points.
Yeah. And they're playing
So
against a Tampa Bay team that's been very inconsistent this year. So uh, I have a hard time with the game. I'm not really sure.
I got you. I got you.
Panthers versus Predators. I believe it'll be Bobrovsky versus Pekarene, who hasn't played for a very long time. They've been rolling with Saros for good reason.
Right.
But what a great time to bring him in when they're playing against Bobrovsky, who just cannot get it going. His win loss record's pretty good, but his all the games I've watched him, he's let in bad goals. He hasn't stopped
Yeah.
pucks that he hasn't. He just hasn't been great.
I agree. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been horrible.
Not as bad as he was last year.
Right. But all things considered, you know what I mean? He hasn't been that horrible. I mean, he's not playing up to his Vesna self, but we weren't expecting that to happen.
No,
You know what I mean?
no.
So I look, I as long as him and Drager, however you want to call his name, say his name, as long as those two guys keep putting it together, I think Florida's going to go long in the playoffs.
Okay. So what about this game?
In this game, oh, I think I already called. Oh, this is Panthers and Predators.
Right.
Hmm.
4-2 Panthers for Whitechell.
I'm gonna go with 5-1 Florida.
Really?
Yeah, I,
Wow.
yeah, I really like what Florida's been doing this year, man. Huberdeau has been
Yeah, he's been pretty
amazing.
fantastic.
Yandel has actually been stepping up too, and Florida, this team we're not expecting to be in this position, and Quinville's got them playing well.
Bill T is
So
taking the same score but opposite team.
Yeah.
Opposite team from you. He thinks the Preds are going to win.
Yeah. Cool, cool.
5-4 Preds.
And then Kenny R is.
That's Florida
Wait, no.
plus 1.5. That I need to score Kenny R. I can't put plus 1.5.
He does. He gets there.
He gets there.
Sasha is Preds 3-2. I agree. And Joey is 3-1 Panthers.
Joey 3-1 Panthers. And it's a tough one. Yeah, it is a tough one. Anyways, that gives me time. I'm going back to the Preds. Oh, wait, it's Rene and net. I keep on forgetting that. Yeah, I agree. It is tough with Rene and net, but I can't. I said I wouldn't back Bobrovsky again all year, and I'm not going to. I'm going to say 4-3 Preds. I just don't think Bobrovsky has it when it comes down to crunch time. Kenny's taken 5-2 Preds. And probably that's the reason why they're taking it, because of Bobrovsky as well. The 5-1 and the 5-2, yeah. Any other, put a different goaltender in there, and I'd probably take Florida. But so we got only one game left. We got 10 minutes to talk about
There you
a
go.
bunch of other stuff too. Cool. Hitting it perfect. Oh yeah, it's the Hurricanes versus the Stars. Big, big game. Big, big game. It is Hurricanes versus the Stars. Did we already do that? How come I feel like we already did that?
Yeah, we did that one already.
No, we didn't.
No, you're right. Oh, we did the
We
score
just
of that one already.
talked a
This
lot
is
about them. That's why.
yeah.
Yeah,
But this is the next. This is the last game though. The Hurricanes and the Stars is the last game for tonight.
Yep, and I believe Hudobin is in net. And there's something else about this game too. Hudobin and Nedeljkovic. That's what I'm talking about. No more Reimer, Mr. Brindamore. Uh, there was something
What do you
about
think, man?
the weekly. Yeah, they played a heck of a lot of hockey. Carolina, I believe Dallas, both of them are the same though. They're both on a back to back. Yeah, they've both played one,
Yeah, they
four,
both played each
five,
other
six, one, two, three,
yesterday.
four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 6 games in 9 nights for both of them. They're both,
And they just played each other
yeah,
yesterday.
and on a back to back. They're both absolutely bagged. They're both very tired.
You know what? So it was the overtime winner. Uh, um, 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 Dallas won the overtime winner yesterday, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip flop it and call Carolina the overtime winner 5-4 for this game.
Okay. 5-4 Kings for Steel. We got some rolling in your avatar. What's this? Number 2 OT stars? What does that mean? 4 3 stars in overtime. Oh, you both have overtime.
Mhm.
He talks
Yeah,
smack.
see how you talk smack on Ben and he goes out and
That's
crushes it.
true. He
Yeah.
did talk smack about Ben too.
Now
Yeah,
that'll learn you.
yeah, and he goes and crushes it. That's right. I know because he's watching.
Yeah,
They made
exactly.
him all mad.
Can't be doing
Let's
that.
see if he still has it tonight. 4 3 stars for Mercer. Is that Mercer? 4 3 Canes for Mercer. Sasha's 4 3 stars. Serrano. Serrano's gonna go with the dog. 4 3
Yeah,
stars. He always goes with the dog.
I know.
Avatar 3 2 stars in OT. The Windows are doing fine. Hockey News reports. Dallas got a win. Carolina already clinched playoffs, so
Yeah. This is not really a game that Carolina needs per se. This is a game that Dallas needs, but
yeah.
I think Carolina's going to win.
Jamie Benn had 4 points last night. Yeah, that's right. When's the last time he had a 4 point night? Been a long time since he did that. I guess I got to do my pick. I'm going 3-2 Canes.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to be a fun game
Yeah.
to watch. I love watching Nedeljkovic with Canes with Nedeljkovic in net. I don't think the Canes are going to lose too many nights with him in net. With a strong goaltender, I don't think Canes are going to lose too many nights. I would, if next year Nedeljkovic will be the number one probably. Bill T will be the number one goaltender, and if he's playing like he is right now, I imagine I'll say it now that I take the Canes to win the division next year, and
Okay.
might even be in
Depending on how they do with their goaltending. If they get some better goaltending, I think so.
4-2 Dallas for E Money. Well, that's what I mean. Nedeljkovic, if he's there, he should be their number one next year. If they get a full season out of Nedeljkovic and he's as good as he was this year, I think they win the Central next year. For real, Ben sucks now. Now he's going to go and score another 4. Don't talk smack about him anymore.
Yeah, right.
We all. He's going to go. He's going to get mad, and I'm going to have to send him an apology letter because he's listening right now.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
Jamie Benn has gone downhill quite a bit though. But
Yeah.
he's not horrible, but he's
No.
making a lot of money. and doesn't put up the points that he used to for sure. He plays that kind of game that's going to wear on you over time, though, right?
Yeah, it does for sure. So I'll tell you what, man. I'm excited about the games tonight.
Hmm.
I can't wait to start watching some of the hockey. In spite of the fact that the Flyers are playing, I will be watching hockey tonight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be watching. I'm not going
Yeah.
to watch New Jersey, Philadelphia too much. I'm not going to admit. Uh,
No, I'll probably be watching some of the other games that are going to be on, like maybe that Boston Pittsburgh game. I'll probably be checking some of that out too, and the Washington Islanders game. I'll be back and forth on that one too.
the Washington Islanders game. Yeah, I'll be watching that. I'll definitely be watching the Carolina Dallas game. I think that's going to be
Yeah, that'll
fantastic.
be another good one. And you know what? That Montreal Calgary game will probably be pretty good too.
Is it Montreal Calgary tonight again? No,
Who is it?
no. That was last night. They couldn't play again. I don't think.
That was last night.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. My mistake. I'm sorry.
Evan's asking if you posted your
Yep,
video. Oh, did
it's
you?
posted. It's going live. It's going live at 5 o'clock.
Oh,
Going live at
gotta
five
check
o'clock.
that out. Gotta check
Yeah,
E
man.
Money and
NHL or
Steel.
NFL mock draft. Uh, uh,
Woo!
yeah, man. E Money and Evan Sullivan and Pro Joe and I did all 32 teams for the NFL mock draft. So that goes out today at 5 o'clock. So check that out for sure. For sure. That's going to be on my channel, the Steel Flyers channel. So you can check that out too. And then I'm going to be doing another show here that's going to be with five-star matchup tonight.
Woo! Really? Oh, you're busy
Yep.
today, boy.
Yeah, buddy. Got a lot of stuff rolling today.
And I'm going to be doing Vegas, Colorado tomorrow night with the goat.
Yep. And I'll be on at the game previous.
Yes, and you're going to be on. So we're there. We are going. We are 24/7 here at Steel Flyers Network. I'll
That's
tell you
right.
that right now.
That's right. Got to keep it rolling. Got to keep it rolling.
And
Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for checking us out. Please hit the like and subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up button. A lot of people in the chat. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate that. We really appreciate all the feedback for our sponsors, www.cccresorts.com. Check them out on Facebook. They're opening up their second facility right now. Their outdoor pool will be opening in a very, very short period of time. And you can get all kinds of great daycare, spa treatments, grooming, and all kinds of great stuff there too. So check them out on the web, www.cccresorts.com.
um, what was I going to say? Oh, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yes. Well, of course, tomorrow we'll be back here at the same time, three
Same
to
time.
five Eastern. This week, I think Pro Joe said he might be able to come on tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And John's too busy. I'm not even going to ask him. That guy
Yeah.
is
And I think
crazy.
Peyton said he might be able to come on sometime later this week.
Yes, but he will definitely be on. The prize will be on lots next week. He's going to be back
Yeah,
home.
man.
We're going to be doing and actually be looking out for a show that we'll be doing earlier in the morning. I haven't decided what. I think we're just going to be doing videos. And you can also be looking out for some shows that we're all going to do together. 4 or 5 of us all at one time, right?
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're going to try to do an NFL draft show on Thursday night. We're going to try to go live with all of us. We'll probably have people checking in and stuff like that. So we'll be tuning in for that too. We're going to try and put that together where we're going to have all the gang at Steel Flyers Sports Network is going to be on either at some point in time throughout the show or at some point in time for most of the show. So we're going to try and do an NFL draft stream live on Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Cool. And I guess they know the schedule better than I do. The GOAT's going to be on tonight for the game we both said we want to watch, the Islanders and Washington game. I don't think that one's going to be a blowout. He seems to get a little unlucky sometimes where he gets a lot of blowout games. I don't see a
Well, the
blowout
game
there.
that we did on Sunday was definitely not a blowout. It was 1-0.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh won that
it was the
game, so that was
exact
not a
opposite
blowout.
of a
So,
blowout.
exactly.
Okay, boys and girls, that's our full 42. There was Frolic today. I did.
There was.
I felt the Frolic in the air thick today. Great times.
Yes.
And
Thank you,
so we'll
everybody.
be back with you tomorrow where there also will be Frolic. Have a great day, everybody. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye.